Hi, so this is the third part of my presentation on migrating data from a NoSQL database to a relational database. So in the previous segment, I managed to extract data from Geode, Gemfire, and I printed it out, these strings here. And the idea is this final piece, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this data, so the chocolate bar data, to Postgres. So I've got my Postgres database set up here with the SQL shell. So if I just do a quick check that table 1 doesn't exist. So there we go, so it doesn't exist. So let's create a table. So I'm going to create a table called table 1, and I'm going to not going to make it a var chart. I'm going to make it a JSON B column. JSON B. So if I create that table now, so that's created, and let's have a look at the definition. So we're selecting column name, data type from information schema column. The table name is table 1. So we can see we've got a key that's of type character and a value that's of type JSON B. And the interesting thing about JSON B is it allows you to store JSON objects in a relational database. I'll show you how you access those at the end. So if I just do a quick query then, I'll select star from table 1, so there's nothing there at the moment. And what I'm going to do with my IntelliJ code is I'm going to try and write to my value and my key. In the key, I want to put my resource ID, and in the value, I want to put the JSON block that holds the information about the chocolate bars. So to write to Postgres, it's not that difficult. So this is the only bit we're interested in. We need the URL, which in this case is just connected to localhost, so just got it running locally. We've got the user, we've got the password, and we need to establish a connection. Standard relational database connectivity stuff. And then we're going to create this command string. So the interesting thing about this string is it's parameterized. So you can have the first value for my key is just a string. The second value for the JSON block is specified as : JSON B, and that tells the Postgres database to expect a JSON block. So we do this prepared statement, and then all we need to do is repeat this section 3 times. So we set the string. We set these 2 parameters here. So parameter 1 is the resource ID. Parameter 2 is the effective block, which is the JSON block. And we just do that. We do the update and then repeat for resource ID 2 and resource ID 3. So let's just go ahead and run this. So just to give you a little bit of context, so let's maximize this. So I've commented out some stuff from the previous exercise, so that this is where we created the data on Geode. So we don't need to do that again, that's already there. This bit here is where we're reading the data from Geode, so we don't really care about that. But we'll see the output here. It plonks it into these strings. We also capture the resource IDs here as well. But the important bit is here. So just gone through. So let's run it. Let's put that up there. Let's go ahead and run it. So just run this query again. So we see the table's empty at the moment. 0 rows. Let's see what's going on here. So we should see the JSON blocks coming out with these chevrons in the output here before it actually writes them. So there's the effective 3, and there's effective 3 there. So it's writing the JSON block. So once this is completed, I'll show you how we access the individual elements. I might as well give you a quick preview while that's running. So we can do something like, yeah, something like this. So we have this sort of arrow notation. So it's still running. Taking its time. Hasn't actually output hasn't got the values from geode yet. So just going back to this. So when this does complete, we'll be able to select, apply some selection criteria to the JSON B column. The JSON B column is my value. So to access an object within that JSON B, we can use this arrow notation and say we want to get the product name from within that JSON block from table 1, where the value, where the actual key is product code equals 333. Yes, so there are the values. I think there might be a bug in this, but let's just see what happens. So those are the values. I think it's completed now. So it's written the data. So before I do the JSON query, let's just do a straightforward select star. There you go, select star from table 1. So there's the keys, and there's the raw JSON. Now, I think there may be a bug here. If I just run this, I'm not sure if this will work. Yeah. So it's complaining because it's saying column effective does not exist. Select effective product name. So I haven't actually used the word effective. What I've used, instead of effective, I've called it my value. So let's change that. So it's my value. That's the name of the column here. So it's my value product name from table 1, where, and again, I've used effective, and it should actually say my value. Effective was the name we used in the source database. My value. Let's try that. Yeah, so that's better. So you can see that what it's done is it's keyed on this product code in this JSON block, and it's brought back the name Snickers. Okay, thanks for listening.